Okay, in this video, what we're going to show you how to do is take the photos you've recorded on a camera and put them on a laptop and then upload them to a website. So to do that, what I've done is I've taken the card out of the camera. In this case, the card is an SD card. You may have a different size card depending on the kind of camera you've got, but they all take cards these days. So what we're going to do is place this card either in a card reader, which you may have, or in some cases, the computer or laptop has its own slot built in, which this one does. Let me show you. Putting it in there, slotting it in, and that clicks in place. Now the photos I've actually taken from outside in the field around the pond are on that card, and then I go to my free editing software, which we recommend you use, which is called Picasa, P-I-C-A-S-A, and if I look on the screen, it gives you that option to actually copy pictures and use them from Picasa. So Andrew's going to click on that now, and up will come a whole range of pictures. All right, look, let's say for sake of argument, it's that first photograph, which we got up there. Andrew?
Yep.
All right, so let's say it's that one. You can actually just click on that and import the one that's selected down there. So click on that. There it is on the screen.
So where is that saved to on mine?
Well, you can actually specify that in a folder. You can actually tell it where to go.
Okay.
What you could have done down the bottom there in Picasa is actually done that earlier when you were importing it.
Okay.
But if you right click on that photo now, you can say move to new folder.
Okay.
And give it a name. So in this case, BCG test or something, I don't know, that'll do. And hit OK. And this is a little test now for you at a training course too on Picasa, because it comes up then on the left-hand side of your screen in that folder, so you can see it. All right, so there's my photo.
So if we go back to the BCG Ponds website now,
Yep.
we're going to show you how you can upload that photo onto the site through the site. So if we go to the interactive maps, so ideally you'd be able to select your pond from the map first, but it's not compulsory. You can just upload a photo. But if we were to say use the same pond that we had before, so I think it was WP5, so I'll select that there, and I can see it's showing me the photos and whatnot that we had before. But if I go to the share tab up here,
Yep.
it gives me three options. So I can add a photo, add a video, or add a comment or observation.
Mm-hmm.
So if I click on add a photo there, it'll pop up a little window there with some boxes to fill in. So we'll give this a title. So the image title is a description of the
Computer at home.
Yep.
In this case.
A short description that's optional. We'll just put test in there for this one.
Yep.
And this is where we browse to our computer to select the image that we've saved on there. So this could be.
Remember, we gave it a folder name of BCG test, so it'll be in there.
And whereabouts, Michael?
Okay, when you're saving pictures, put them all into My Documents, then in My Pictures. That way, everything you take for the site is in one place, and Picasa knows where that is.
Exactly. So I'll go to My Documents and then to My Pictures, and we'll see there's our BCG test folder, and there's our image.
Now, this image, by the way, is large. That's a 5 megabit or 5 megabyte image. So is that going to take a while to upload?
Yes, it will. So hopefully when we do this, it'll give us a bit of an idea of how long that's going to take. And it's automatically, you can see there, it's tagged that image with the pond ID because we've selected it from the map. So in this case, we don't have to type it in like we did when we emailed the image in. So I'm going to hit submit now.
Okay.
And this is where it's going to take a little while, I think.
Because it's such a large file.
Such a large file in that instance.
Would you suggest that if people want to play with Picasa, and of course you're free to do so, it doesn't cost anything, you could actually make that file size smaller by turning the size of the image down?
For sure. Obviously, in this case, the photos come up off a very high res camera.
Yeah.
So 5 megs is probably the extreme
And look what we get. The file size is too big, greater than 2 meg. Please compress or resize and try again. So anything over 2 meg, you're not going to get up there anyway.
Yeah. So 2 megs probably is going to cover most everyday cameras, but you can also change the settings on your camera as well to take slightly less high res photos, or you can use your Picasa too.
Well, let's do that. Let's give that a go, because this is a good training video in that too. So just double click on this, and that brings it up in my editing window. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to resize it. So yeah,
so
there we are.
I've just gone to export that, and you can just, at the same time that you export it, you can resize the image down, which will make a big difference to the file size as well.
Let's make sure we know where it goes, because let's put it into my pictures. It's going into Picasa, it's going into exports, and it's going to BCG test. So we know where it's going to go.
Yep.
800 pixels, is that a good size?
That's a good size, and that'll make a big difference to the file size.
Okay.
And you can also adjust the quality there. So if you want to also adjust the quality of the image, you can select that there. But I think the change in the size will make a big difference.
Okay, here we go.
So if I now look at that image in there, you can see that's come down to a
20th of the size.
So if we now go back to the site and add a photo again.
Computer at home, there it is.
And test.
We're going to browse now.
Browse. And we'll select our...
Is that the one?
Just if we go to details, we should be able to see. No, so...
It's in the exports folder, because that's where Picasa. Go to Picasa, go to exports, and it's BCG test. There it is.
There we go, and that's the file size there. And if we hit submit this time, it should be much faster.
Remembering last time it completely failed, it just wouldn't take it. Done.
So yeah, there's our congratulatory message there. It's been queued for adding into our Flickr. So sometimes can take up to half an hour for it to be processed, but from that point on, you don't need to do anything.
And that's how you upload photos from your camera at home onto the BCG site.